Hello, chat. The video you're about to watch is our reaction video from Verac on the Killing Floor 3 is not a Killing Floor game video. I want to give it clear that the model you see right now on your screen is not the one in the video. I tried running this on the stream for Killing Floor 3, and it was really causing problems. And I forgot to turn it back on when reacted to this video. The video you're about to see will have the little PNG model, and I will put it on screen right here for you so you know what it looks like. Otherwise, please enjoy the video, and if you like the content, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, and join the Discord for all news about the dog. Otherwise, thank you for watching.
Verac here. Returning viewers will know that I'm a big fan of the Killing Floor series, but I gotta keep it real with you. I played Killing Floor 3 for about an hour and a half and really didn't like what I played, so I refunded it. If you want to disregard my review based on that, be my guest, but Tripwire didn't finish.
I mean, okay.
Can you share it on your screen so we don't?
Oh, am I not? Oh, never mind. Here. Yeah. Okay. I have a minor problem with that. Where basically he's saying, I played an hour and a half. I didn't like it. I refunded it. But here's my review. And I understand the thought process here. But I'm also at a point of like, if you're going to give a review of it, maybe play longer than an hour and a half.
Yeah, his citation on it is it's because of Steam's refund policy. I'm half tempted to just say screw it and build a script out the gate and just go, there's the problems with Killing Floor 3. Here are how to fix them.
Exactly. And like that's what I want to do on Dogwave tomorrow. Is like
he's also talking.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
I'm sorry, he's talking from a person who has thousands of hours in both Killing Floor 1 and 2.
Right. And that I understand. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I would have been like, hey, I played between 3 to 6 hours of the game. Here are my thoughts from that time period. That would have been, I think, in my opinion, a little better. Because that's enough time to sit down with the game, to basically play every map, to play a lot of the characters, and to understand like the core system, like the crafting weapons, the perk building, the weapon customization, like the meat and potatoes of what the game is right now.
The game before releasing it, so you'll have to forgive me for not caring to experience what this definitely not an early access title had to offer. Whoa! Past the 2-hour time limit before you can get a refund. I got my money back, I don't regret it, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't. Here's a bombshell of a first impression for all you fans of the series out there. In Killing Floor 3, there are only 6 characters to choose from. That's right, 6. If you like Mr. Foster, or are interested in someone new, you're in luck. Everyone else, tough shit. Maybe they're saving the other characters people actually know and like for the Battle Pass. Yeah, don't worry, it's a modern game, so of course it has a Battle Pass, and shop timers, and premium currency, and season.
That's one thing where I'm not quite sure how I feel. Because it's like, oh, it'll come with the Battle Pass. We don't know that. Because there appear to be seasons, and based on how the story is structured, there could be seasonal stories.
If it's like the story they gave us, it's not going to be anything of substance.
Oh, well, that's fine. But I feel like maybe just a little bit of something is fine. And I feel like if this is like the season, this is just the season Battle Pass. But what comes in the season is just here. You paid for the game, you still get that. You still get the characters, the maps, the bosses, the new perks, everything. That should be in the core game, and the Battle Pass should just be cosmetics. Period.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Can you even call yourself a video game in 2020?
And having a shop on a timer. Helldivers does that. Oh no! Anyway,
Yeah,
But
that
you
doesn't mean
earn-
anything. If they'll cycle through it eventually, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
But the thing with the difference between Killing Floor 3 and Helldivers, you earn premium currency through the game. You
Yeah.
don't have to pay for it.
I feel like they should do that with this game.
And that's one of my solutions I've mentioned is the weekly mutation. You either get a cosmetic that's exclusive to that,
Yep.
or you get like 100 credits for the premium currency. In 10 weeks, you can buy a battle pass.
Yeah, I think that'd be fine. That sounds great. That gives you lots of replayability.
Yeah, if they limit the battle pass to only that season, it's going to kill the game.
Yes, it will.
that-
If the battle passes stay, cool. I think that's great because then you have like a middle ground of like DRG and Helldivers with this.
I think it's more towards Hell. I'm leaning more towards Helldivers than anything because
I am too.
Helldivers, you earn everything in that game for free in
Exactly.
the season.
No, absolutely. I completely agree.
25 if you don't try to exploit your customers with fear of missing out and then sell them premium currency packages that are conveniently priced to never be the same amount as the bundles you're offering. Let's say you got 2,400 and then you bought the Foster pack. You would be left over with 900. What do you fucking know? 900 is just short of another bundle. Just 100 off. How fucking convenient. I'm so
That is one thing about the industry that I'm mad about. I cannot be mad at Tripwire for doing this because they're not the first.
You can still
Well,
be
it's-
mad at them from doing it.
Yes.
It's also worth noting that, yes, the entire industry has been doing this stupid mess. Arguably, this is why I would still say that getting that premium currency through weekly mutations is a solution because then it gives you that option as well to buy that extra bundle and get some extra bang for the buck.
Exactly.
Does it screw you in the short term for money? Absolutely. But you don't lose your audience base, and you have a good chance of getting longevity out of it.
Because if you could be like, hey, you could give us money, and we appreciate it if you give us money, but if you don't want to, just go play the game.
Yeah.
Like you gave us $40 to $80, just go play the game. Like right there, if they do that, and I have a feeling that if there's enough backlash, they will do that. Because so far, based on what they've talked about with like, here's the changes that are coming, this is eventual, they're listening to what people are saying.
Yeah, and that's why I think offering a video offering solutions might be more beneficial.
Exactly.
sick of this shit. It's just so obviously and blatantly exploitative of your customers. I can't stand it. Darktide did this on launch. Why? I know why. Because it makes money. But I really just despise this practice, and I would consider refunding it on this alone. I just hate it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, and I have to move on or I'm going to be talking about this for the entire video. Back to the characters, right? There's only 6 of them. The reason for the roster being so small is probably because the perks are tied to the characters, and there's only 6 perks. So you've got Commando, Firebug, Engineer, which is kind of support and demolitions combined from what I can tell, Sharpshooter, Ninja, which seems to be basically the Berserker, and then Medic.
Okay. So maybe this is just me, but when you pre-order the game, you got like a banner that is very G.I. Joe based, even the art style. And I'm looking at these and I'm like, no, they 100% went at this roster with the idea of G.I. Joe. Specifically, looking at the ninja, that's Snake Eyes.
Yeah, I could really see that.
Yeah, but that's not but people are going to argue that's not Killing Floor.
No, but I understand that prospect. Because when you go at the idea of G.I. Joe, you can use that as like a basis for like some really cool ideas. It is weird with the ninja though.
Well, besides which, they're making a team that there's nothing about they can add more characters on, a lot of which being from London, because maybe it's the only bastion that held out.
Yep.
That you could add in later on. That's the whole premise is basically it's like we're assembling a team that's fighting whatever the hell this is from Warzine.
Yep. Exactly.
Do you want to play Mr. Foster as a Firebug? Too bad. Mr. Foster is the Commando. Are you my wife and want to play as a woman but also as a medic? The women are both DPS classes and the medic is a guy. So again, Too bad. According to a dev post from the day before launch, they're working on decoupling the characters from the perks so that you can play whatever as whoever you want, and I'm glad they're listening to player feedback from their playtests prior to the launch, but it tells you a lot about how incomplete the game is that they're still making huge game design changes like this.
Yes. So when the last beta came out, they actively said, we understand what you have problems with. We're going to be fixing all of these problems, but we're not going to be able to get to it by launch, and we still have to meet a deadline window because Embracer. So we're going to release.
Don't launch it.
Huh?
The biggest thing is the biggest solution could have done that. Launch it in early access.
Agreed. Completely agreed. If they just said early access for like the first, I don't know. I'm not going to say a year. I'm going to say 5 months. And fix most of the issues within 5 months. Cool. But I am glad that they actively said there will still be some issues at launch. We did our best to fix as many as we could, but here's a list of stuff that is going to change. Just give us a little bit more time.
Yes, and they did also state that from one of the things I ran into and I highlighted before, they said they'll probably add text chat, which that's a given.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think especially when it comes to Verac, he is fatigued. A lot of people are fatigued, myself included, in incomplete games at launch.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was also really bent about the Battle Pass thing because let's be completely real, a lot of games have tried to get you to mono game, and they do the Battle Pass thing and time it so that you're stuck playing that game because if you want to get the best content, you got a mono game.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think if once we hit Season 2 and they tell us that Battle Pass 1 is just staying permanently, a lot of people's fears on that will go away.
That's a if.
I think they will, because they saw, because we know that Tripwire has actively commented on Deep Rock and Helldivers.
Yeah.
So they know if they're doing battle passes, keeping it is the best way to save face if you're doing it. So I have faith that the battle passes are permanent. At the same time, I don't think they would have charged you $80 for the full game and then 5 battle passes.
Yeah, and then timed it so that you're forced to mono game for an insane amount of time.
And actually, it's 4 battle passes, but point stands.
I thought it was season 1 through 5.
Yeah, well, no, it's season 1 through 4.
Okay.
But the point stands is like they wouldn't have charged you that much with the idea that like they're going away. I don't know. Maybe that's me being in like good faith with this.
While the game is now actively being sold to the public. Sold in 3 different packages, I might add. Another amazing trait of modern gaming.
Sorry, I do have to back up here. It's $40! I call that an absolute win these days.
It's not $80 out the gate, nor is it $60. It's still less than what the average price was going to be.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, $40. What, 8? Is it what, 8 maps?
8 maps, 6 characters.
8 maps, 6 characters, and
4 weapons per character.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's a lot for $40. I mean, yeah, Helldivers had more. Yes, DRG has more. But again, those games had a basis, and what they wanted to do with this game was really reinvent the wheel.
Actually, to be fair, I think those games had similar amounts of content.
Yeah,
because we're also coming at it with Helldivers has been around for a while, so there's a ton more. Same with DRG. DRG got a ton of extra content to it.
But at launch, it might be comparable.
He's still focusing on the monetization aspect of the of his problems.
I don't know. I'm not agreeing with the monetization. I think so far the monetization is actually fairly okay. Again, that could change once we hit season 2, but as of right now, it's not that bad.
I don't like the over monetization of the game as it stands right now.
No, that's
the battle pass.
Yeah.
The battle pass system is pretty good because if you buy the battle pass, you get enough premium currency to get into the battle pass, which is nice. The bundle system, not so much.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. But again, what you just talked about could be fixed with Dylan's suggestion of, hey, do the weekly mutations.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey,
If I don't get you on money, I get you on time, which is important.
Mm-hmm. Which is what they need.
Yeah. I'd rather have a fan base that's, granted, you spend less money, but you're with the game for longer.
Yep.
And if you're with the game for longer, that means when I make a sequel and improve on what I've screwed up on, then I'm okay. And I'm doing better because I have a solid audience to go with.
Exactly.
An audience that loves the game for what it is.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like, if Embracer were to pull something like what Sony did, like, oh, you don't have crossplay anymore, that will cause problems. But
yeah, no.
So far as I can tell, besides pushing it to release when it did, Embracer doesn't seem to have a touch here.
Big changes are the things you'd usually think would be sorted out prior to launch, but what do I know? Killing Floor 3 doesn't have an early access tag on Steam.
That's the problem. I think if it had early access, a lot of these complaints would be null and void.
So it's probably fine. I mean, it looks slightly better than the beta test they had a few months ago, so that's...
Oh, sorry, okay. I want context. I never saw any of the beta footage.
I did. It was pretty bad.
It was okay.
Bad.
Performance was a known issue, and Tripwire has been addressing it.
So, based on the first time seeing this and playing it, oh yeah, they fixed a lot.
Yeah.
Thing, right? Right? So we've gotten rid of being able to play any perk you want as any character you want. You know, just one of the big identifiable things that made Killing Floor kind of unique as a series. So here's a couple other fun things that have been changed that were things that made Killing Floor kind of unique as a series. Really glad we could get rid of these.
These are ones I would provide solutions for
everyone
as well.
had, that's gone. Just completely removed. So forget about
Yeah,
welding doors.
the welding thing, I heard that was an issue, and I hope they bring that back.
The welding wrench thing.
They also didn't... he doesn't address this in the video, but I will here. Ammo crates and some armor is basically either locked behind an engineer for a multi-tool or not on the level at all.
Yep.
And I think that should be re-added. And for the multi-tool...
The multi-tool is not tied to the engineer. You can equip it on any character.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but I would argue that you should have a multi-tool that can do the welding, and it, like, at least for doors, they won't touch turrets. Engineer can still get turrets and zip lines. That's not an issue at all. But specifically, it would get the welding and then being able to unlock armor and then maybe scatter a few ammo crates, and you're pretty much set.
Yeah, absolutely. Who is
because as medic?
Who is the developer of Killing Floor again? It's Tripwire Interactive.
Yes. Tripwire Interactive has made 2 specific series, Killing Floor and Red Orchestra.
Yep, and I have both. And from what I've heard is that everything that they've done is pretty much fantastic. It's not lightning in a bottle. It's just they know what they're doing.
Yes.
And that's why I have faith that they will figure out 3.
Yeah. And that's kind of where I'm at, is that the multi-tool, like, my issue is I shouldn't have to sacrifice as a medic my syringe bag, which is a godsend, for a multi-tool. That's where I'm at. You should just have people have it. It not do nearly as much. Engineers just way better at it, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. But that's an easy and amicable solution.
Now that's
I have a very my opinion on syringes is they shouldn't be a actual item you have to use. It just should just be a rechargeable thing that you can...
That's gone over in this video here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing, and I forget which game. You know, actually, it's Warframe. Sorry, it's Warframe I'm thinking of. What they could do is, like, okay, so say you have the engineer and it just has multi-tool built in, or you have medic and has syringe built in. Okay, if you were to buy them on separate characters, they're not as effective, but they still do the same thing. So you can have the main class be the more effective option, but if you don't have that, you have similar, less effective options, but it's still the option.
Yeah,
that's basically what the support was in Killing Floor 2. You had a demolitionist to have the explosive weld on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was demolitionist, and the medic in Killing Floor 2 had better healing syringes and faster syringe uptime.
Yeah,
and
also had healing grenades that would poison Zeds. That was hugely important.
It was amazing. That was so good.
Having a rechargeable syringe, which you could heal yourself or other players.
Oh, really, right there.
That's gone too.
Yeah.
You can still heal yourself,
we're literally at that point.
Syringes are now a limited resource that you buy between rounds, and you cannot use these syringes on other players.
I want to also jump into a point that's not gone over. The syringes, yes, they're 3-time use, but they're a full heal regardless.
Yeah.
Whereas in Killing Floor 1 and 2, it was just a burst. So there is a little bit of a difference on that. I would still argue we should have a syringe that would be like that, but it would be effectively burst. It's not going to do anything remotely effective as a real syringe would, but at least it would give us something to work with and give us the ability to get that team play and support. Because let's be real, it's a team-based horde shooter. We need to have team play and interplay between the team.
And we've been playing only on normal mode. God knows how much you need healing on hard and hell on earth.
Oh yeah.
Why do you think I took medic?
Yeah, I played a little bit of solo today, just to level up sharpshooter a little bit. Getting the Chimera, I could not dodge half the attacks, and having limited syringes fucking blow. I was on 2 HP when I killed it.
Yeah. I've had to start burning syringe bags finally, 3 or 4 missions in, to make sure that I can kill bosses.
Yeah. So there definitely is some balancing that needs to be done, but
because if you give the player the ability to heal, you can throw more at the player.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And on the same token, they get the sustain, so it becomes more fun because let's be real, playing Killing Floor in general, barely making it by the skin of our teeth is where we get that adrenaline hit.
Yep. Absolutely.
But anyway, go ahead.
Everyone having a syringe was one of the cool things that made Killing Floor kind of unique. Everyone could heal everyone else and be helpful if they wanted to. It was just that the medic was way better at it. Same as everyone having a welder, but support was way better at it. Everyone could still help out if they wanted to. I thought that was kind of fun. It was kind of unique. But, you know, in Killing Floor 3, we have to remove all of the things that gave it an identity. So, if you want to keep your dumbass teammates alive in Killing Floor 3, I guess you better get used to playing nothing but medic. Hope you enjoy that. Hope you didn't want to play any other class. So that's 2 more things that made Killing Floor kind of special and interesting. Every character having a welder and a syringe. Whoop, out the window. Don't need those anymore. Bye-bye. And if after all these changes you still felt like you were kind of playing Killing Floor, don't worry. They've also added collectible player cards and vaulting.
Thank God for vaulting.
I'll be real, yeah, I get his valid criticism because it's a majority of the industry for shooters is doing it, and he's trying to make the comparison to COD. I'm gonna be real with you as a Killing Floor vet. Let me tell you how much that has saved my ass right now.
Oh, absolutely.
And they also made the maps around the movement tech you can do.
Yeah, because that's part of the problem is you have no idea how many times I would get stuck on a piece of geometry from how imperfect Killing Floor 1 and 2 were and get completely fucked in a harder difficulty because I got stuck.
Yep.
Hell, we had that happen tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one thing I will say, and now this is great, reduce the hitboxes for the enemies.
Oh yeah, no. The enemy's hurtbox was bigger than their hitbox, and their melee attacks will actually hit you farther than...
I mean,
the base clot will hit you farther out than you when you can knife them.
And we had examples, like both me and Dylan got trapped in piles of enemies, and we had no way to escape. Period.
Yep.
And that's been... To be fair, that's been a thing in Killing Floor 1 and 2.
Well, no, I know, but like you should be able to kill one thing and be like, okay, there's enough room. Squeeze. There wasn't even that.
The whole point is being able to navigate your way out of it. And that's something I'm sure Tripwire will look at and address. It just needs to be mentioned that it's like, hey, give us the ability to fight through a crowd and actually like kill, like not necessarily the bare minimum, but at least enough so that we feel like we're going to get out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, okay, that looks weird, but I do appreciate the effort.
Dashing, and a bleed out state when you lose all your health that makes you feel like you're playing Call of Duty instead of some other video game. Maybe the one that it's titled on, I don't know. Let's take pointers from the series that has been having an identity crisis for years. That's a good idea. Hold on, what? Now we're having an identity crisis. What the fuck? But there's something else that bothers me more than just about anything else I've mentioned thus far, and it's something more intangible that I haven't really heard other people bring up, and maybe it's silly, but I have to get it off of my chest. Killing Floor 3 is not British enough. Now, I know this...
Fair.
Yeah, I'm on that point. I'm in agreement with him on that. I need more of the British.
Yeah, I agree. Now, I do hope that maybe they'll touch on this with maybe the upcoming like new characters. We'll see.
Well,
Or-
they did announce Scully. So DJ Scully, who has been in Killing Floor 1, 2, and 3, is coming in. Is I think the next battle pass.
Yes.
Are they bringing back his original VA?
I don't know, and that's part of where I'm like, could you all please do that?
Mm-hmm. Did they bring
Because
back Foster's original VA?
No.
They did not. That was the
Okay.
problem.
That's why I say Foster is not Foster.
Now, we do have to think about this in the another way that we just had the SAG after strikes.
Yeah.
So
was he part of SAG after?
That could very well be part of the problem.
That could be part of the problem. To be honest, I would like to see returning of characters. And to be fair, this may also come in because, I mean, SAG-AFTRA did get their cut, so they did sell everyone up the river for AI.
Mm-hmm.
You could go that route as a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to be honest, is it going to be liked? I guess it depends. It depends on what the fan base is going to say. I'm not necessarily averse to it if we have no other option. I would still like to have the VA get work because I loved their work. And, you know, again, he highlights this in just a minute, but you had 2 VAs for Killing Floor 1. I'm going to be honest, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds strange coming from an American because it's my God-given right to make fun of the British. I'm pretty sure it's in the Constitution, but just hear me out, okay? Let me tell you an anecdote. Back in the day when I was at home, I'd play games on the family computer. My dad likes video games too, so sometimes he'd come watch whatever I was playing. He'd watch me play some Team Fortress 2, Left 4 Dead, and Killing Floor. He remembers a little bit about all the games I played, some more, some less. When it comes to Killing Floor, he doesn't really remember the perks or the visuals or the guns. You know what he remembers about Killing Floor? It's this.
Money, money, money. Give us a few quid, governor. Hell no. No chance, pal. Who needed money?
He remembers that the characters had ridiculously thick British accents.
Who needed money? Bog off, you wanker. You prat!
To this day, I cannot pull out cash in front of him, or him in front of me, without one or both of us saying,
Money, money, money.
and maybe I'm in the minority for this, but I don't care. I miss when the game only had 2 voice actors, and to the average American, they were both insane sounding.
Dog! Where's the bloody crack when you want one? I want drugs, now! Jesus, I'm bleeding like a stuck pig. No.
They were using
They didn't
fucking
add the term in
Cockney
Going for it
rhyming
Ring.
slang for God.
Yeah.
There's no charm.
Yeah.
It's just UE5 doesn't really do well for charm, and also the voice acting. I'm pretty sure you're hearing it because you're going through the story. The voice acting is atrocious.
It's not okay. It's not the greatest. It's also not the worst I've heard.
It's not what Clement first round bad, but
Yeah.
it's still not at least something to be desired. But again, Tripwire has said they're willing to work it. I'm still taking in good faith that they will listen to their fan base and follow through.
Mm-hmm. And again, for all we know, a lot of the issues could very well be SAG. They could get, British actors to come in.
How many? I thought a lot of British actors weren't part of SAG.
No, SAG's international.
SAG is international.
Okay, never mind then.
I'd say. If you did the voice line to say, go upstairs, sometimes they would say, get up them apples.
Get up them apples.
They're saying that because stairs rhymes with apples and pears. It's silly. It's unique. It's specifically British, and I kind of love it. The series' most famous character wears a Union Jack on his chest and has gaudy Union Jacks emblazoned on his cosmetics. Killing Floor doesn't call its enemies zombies, it calls them Zeds. It calls its slowdown mechanic Z time, not Z time. Some of its characters have included people like Captain Sir Richard Wiggins and Kivo the Chav. The series as a whole practically owes its entire memetic footprint on the internet to an English comedian's novelty song from 1988. Harry Enfield's Loads of Money, which the characters in the game reference endlessly.
Loads of money.
These voice lines were so fun to spam, they were so popular with players in general, that eventually they added Harry Enfield to the game. Sorry, not Harry Enfield. legally distinct Harold Watts. He left Dosh behind him in a trail where he walked. I would wager Killing Floor single-handedly introduced hundreds of thousands of people to the word dosh who would otherwise never hear it in their entire life. Try to look up anything Killing Floor related and I guarantee you will run into memes about holding dosh and throwing dosh and dosh dosh dosh. Killing Floor 1 was rooted in a specific place and culture. It made it stand out from all the other shoot the bad guys games. Killing Floor 2 zoomed out from those roots a little bit, but not too much. There were more voice actors with more varied accents, still many of them from the UK, while keeping the two classic characters with their original voice actors. Adding a bunch while keeping the originals, that's a great way to handle a sequel. Point is, that unique cultural aspect, it seems small, but it also added just a little...
I also want to ask, in this day and age, are the original actors alive?
I'm not 100% sure. I can go do some digging onto that and find out. Because like I said, I
Because-
have a list of solutions to this, so...
That could be part of the problem.
Why am I doing a fucking capture for Brave?
Like, I'm just saying, in this day and age, that could very well be as much of a problem as SAG.
something to the game. Some would say soul. Some would say flare. And in Killing Floor 3, that flare is hanging on by a fucking thread. A thread named Mr. Foster. Because there's only 6 characters, and he's the only one listed as being from the UK. It's a 1 out of 6 now in Killing Floor 3, and it's grim. This game is so confused about its identity. It wants to be Call of Duty. It wants to be Fortnite and Darktide on release, and also Helldivers. And to me, it seems like it also wants to be Overwatch. We're bringing an international team together from all over the world. I liked this when Overwatch did it. I liked it because it was a new property all its own and wasn't skinwalking something else. I don't like that Killing Floor is trying to be Overwatch. I want Killing Floor to be absurdly British, stereotypically British. I want them to add the spiffing Brit to the game, and I want him to fucking throw tea and crumpets at the Zeds while referencing Gordon Ramsay. I want them to add the guys from Top Gear as playable skins and have them insult one another constantly. I want to be able to play as that dude from Birmingham who just woke up in a fucking steamy mood, yeah? Because he lives in a shithole! Anyway, I think I've made my point on that. Those were my biggest complaints on a broad scale. Here's some other stuff about when you actually boot up the game. The first time I turned it on, the game asks me if I want to enable crossplay. I said no. I play through the mandatory tutorial,
Superb sliding specialist.
stumbled my way through the mandatory hub world because you can't just get into a game from the main menu anymore. We've lost the tech for that in modern gaming.
I
It
don't
can't be
think the
done.
hub
You
world's
also have to
really
go into
necessary
a
at the moment.
completely
What's up?
I don't think the hub world's completely necessary at the moment because you have
It's
No.
everything.
It's
You
not,
can do
but
everything. You can do everything you need to do with in the tab menu.
Yeah, and
yeah.
Why?
Part
do
of
you
my,
use hub?
I have no idea why. Maybe just to sit there and banter with friends, or I mean, for streaming purposes, you could see it that way too, or we're just like showing off our our new swag. That being said, I would argue that the hub world can stay, but the solution to this would be basically have a toggle whether or not I'm doing multiplayer. So, like when I'm picking up a mission, I can click a checkbox and I go to solo, as opposed to I have to go to solo to explicitly do the missions for solo
Mhm.
that hang there even in multiplayer right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
The British right now are not British enough. If it gets too British, it will be banned.
Eh,
Oh yeah, they can't do two. Yeah, that's right.
Serviceable. Doomfist not being Terry Crews was a crime against God. Well, the thing, that is a budget thing. But yes.
separate hub world to play solo, which is a little fun thing. Like I said, we just don't have the technology anymore. Anyway, I used my real-life computer to walk my virtual ass up to the in-game computer so that I could get into a multiplayer match in the video game in real life. I loaded for a bit, and then I was greeted by the sight of, wouldn't you know it, console players. Disgusting!
Okay. This is something I don't agree with. I'm down for crossplay.
No, it's
I-
his argument. When he first loaded up the game, he disabled it.
Right.
Now it's showing that he's playing with console players.
So
That's what
okay, I see. So
I also want to state, for my argument with disabling crossplay and not liking console players, it's not anything against console players. The issue I have is that the etiquette for PC gamers is a completely separate beast from those that are on console. And I learned this the hard way through Back for Blood. Great example of this being Back for Blood, granted, problems aside, 14 maps, who the fuck is going to do that? It's very common to have an open mic on console. PC gamers hate that shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, I understand this as someone who played Overwatch, like with Overwatch 1 when it first came out on console, or Destiny 1 on console. I understand this. So
yeah, no, he's not like patching like console gamers right now. Like I said, his biggest thing is he said no crossplay. Why am I playing crossplay right now?
No, that's a genuine complaint. Completely agreed. But that you know what? I will concede that might be a bug.
God, I hope so.
This is why I turned off crossplay. I don't want to see the plebs. The game did not run well, and as you can see, I am playing with every setting on low. But I am willing to believe that this is just a case of me needing a computer upgrade, so that's fair enough. If it's not just my computer needing an upgrade, then this game is wild.
No, it's the game. As someone with a top-of-the-line PC, I'm seeing hitches. I'm seeing problems. Hell, the memory leaks, so-called memory leaks that we found out is just CPU usage beating the shit out of my CPU.
Yeah. And as somebody who has a higher end CPU but not a top of the line graphics card, I'm still running into these issues, and I ran into them immediately because I had it on the wrong spot, hard drive instead of SSD.
Yeah.
But still, I've had hitches and points where it's like, oh, I'm feeling that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unoptimized. I'd be interested to see what other people say about this, so if you've played this on a high-end computer or if you've played this on console, please let me know down below how it ran.
Hi, I just gave you my thoughts.
Straight up.
And for you and how it looked on your system. Moving on, the guns feel worse to use than in Killing
Would be shocked if crossplay was bugged. Seems like something they'd get right at the beginning. Yeah, no. Again, I think a lot of what happened here is Embracer basically said, go. And instead of being like, take your time, the game will be done. They just said, deadline, you have one, meet it.
Yeah.
Also, to kind of clarify as I'm digging through, I actually looked into Mark Haler because I saw that from the voice actors.
Mm-hmm.
It is very hard to find information on him. There is a possibility he could have retired or is done with voice acting.
Exactly, yeah. So, exactly. That's what I'm saying, though, is like that could be why they're not using the same actors, or why they use less British actors, is like a combination of retirement, death, SAG. So,
Excuse me.
I don't know. Again, I understand the complaint, especially after seeing this, because I did not know how British it was. Damn.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Playing from 1 to 2. Rage will tell you that was all we had was British shit.
Yeah.
I cannot tell. Money, money, money. It's fucking constant, man. We loved that shit because we were idiots when we played it.
Mm-hmm. That's a big thing to miss. It is a big thing to miss. Also, I don't
Unapologetically British.
I don't know why, Seth, that Twitch is telling you you're a possible ban evader. Thanks, Twitch.
Nice.
Floor 2, and I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it just feels like they don't have as much impact or something.
It's a sound.
I
It's
don't
a sound.
It's a sound,
it's a sound.
I think Tapewire.
Tripwire.
Tripwire has actually acknowledged that it's an issue, and that is something they are looking at.
Yeah, the first gun you get for the engineer, the KSG, that what he was using, the feel of the gun when you shoot and the gun just goes straight up, it feels amazing. It sounds like you're
There's
shooting
no
a 9mm
to it, though. You want
I also want to take a hot second to state that we've played more hours into Killing Floor than this dude has had in Killing Floor 3.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you the guns feel slightly different. They are kind of samey, but it's also worth noting that they also are a little bit different once we start adding in attachments to it, too. I don't think he got nearly as far to actually dig into that a whole lot.
Okay, that's why I was saying at the beginning, it's like you played an hour and a half. I would be more okay with a review if you had played 3 to 6 hours and just like explored the mechanics of the game.
Like, this is the reason why I did the financially irresponsible decision and spent the $80 on this, because I'm going to dig through it and I'm going to mention to Tripwire, okay, you've made a lot of problems. A lot of Killing Floor vets, myself, are also disappointed. Instead of telling you just fix it, here's how you can fix it.
Exactly. Yep. No, absolutely. Completely agreed.
No, I just know it doesn't feel as good. There are also fewer weapons to choose from, but more modifications, so that's kind of a wash. I'm more of a just give me a gun so I can go shoot things type of guy, so I'd personally prefer more weapons versus all the options for attachments, but I think that'll make some people happy. And I also do want to throw in a few positives. The music seems good. I didn't listen to it extremely closely, I was more focused on the gameplay, but I heard metal in the background and my brain went, yep, that's Killing Floor, they got that right.
So, can I chime in on that one real quick?
Of course.
Okay, so being a Killing Floor 1 vet and a Killing Floor 2 vet, Synthetic is the name of the artist. So Synthetic is the one that did a majority of the music. He is still credited as doing the music and the score for Killing Floor 3. So that is still correct.
Okay.
Metal and a lot of that stuff, like similar to like Feeling Like Doom and McGordonish, a lot of that more electronic metal is definitely what Synthetic was good at. I might also get that wrong on electronic metal, might be slightly more industrial. That being said, it is fantastic. What I would also like to see in Killing Floor 3 is a return to form. Consider throwing in some of those old throwback tracks. I would love to see Synthetic's Abandon All suddenly get back in here in the middle of a boss wave.
The main theme of Killing Floor 2 is one of those soundtracks you can hear during the gameplay of Killing Floor 3.
Right. Abandon All was in Killing Floor 1, though. It was not used in Killing Floor 2.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Just as a callback to the vets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, so no complaints there, at least from the songs I heard while playing. And a big compliment I'd like to give to the game is that I actually really like the redesigns of the Zeds. I think the crawler looks fucking nasty, and I mean that in a complimentary, good, horror monster kind of way. The bloat looks way more intimidating. I like a lot of these new redesigns, to be honest. I like it. They're not all perfect. I feel like the flesh pound and the Scrake could be beefier maybe, but overall, I felt like these were some pretty interesting and positive changes. But despite that, unfortunately, for all the other reasons I've mentioned already, I don't recommend Killing Floor 3. I hope it improves in the future, and that it'll be worth the dosh, but I'm not holding my breath. I'd like to thank everybody who's bothered to watch to the end of the video. It's very much appreciated. I'd also like to thank all the people on Patreon, YouTube memberships.
Does he...
That's literally it. He goes through a Patreon credits thing, and I was just like, "That's 2 minutes! Holy crap, dude!"
Okay.
He also has a little bit where he goes through what he is going to presume is a AI generated review. It reads like an AI.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we don't need to go.
Yeah, but the main thing is that it's done.
Mm-hmm. I understand a lot of where he's coming from. I do, especially because like I played. I'm going to say probably like 6 hours of KF2 on very specifically PS4. Because when Sony offered it for PlayStation Plus, and I was paying for that.
Mm-hmm.
And like what I play was great, and I agree. But I'm willing to give Tripwire the benefit of the doubt here because I don't believe they're glazing. I believe that they fully are genuine about like what's coming to the game, that they've missed the mark, and please wait for a lot of these updates. It's kind of what happened to FromSoft, where they said, "Oh, we missed the mark on Night Rain. We should have had duos, but it slipped our mind."
Yeah, and Tripwire. Yeah, Tripwire has also gone on the fact that, like I said, in fairness to them, their big thing was the coolness factor of Killing Floor. Let's be real. Yeah, shooting a zombie's head and having it split open like that as it's like scrabbling in its own neck, that's actually genuinely cool. The coolness factor is still there. You are hitting the mark. Core gameplay loop-wise, you've still hit the mark. So you can bring this back. Like, you've still got your coolness factor. All you've got to do is a couple little tweaks here and there, and that's kind of where you're at.
Yep.
But I've noticed the main complaint is, well, it's not Killing Floor 2. Well, yeah, it's not Killing Floor 2. It's not going to be Killing Floor 2. That's the point. Like, you need to give us a chance to work better.
Exactly.
I don't think I've told you much about Verac. I have talked to Verac personally before. He is a video game boomer. He played a lot of games in the old days, a lot of early 02 or early 2000s, late 1999s. He absolutely fucking hates how the game industry is handling a lot of games. Like most, if not all, AAA games are being watched down for the general audience, and he feels like his entire childhood is being destroyed for money.
I mean, he's not wrong on that front. And that is a thing that I think a majority of people who have played a large amount of video games have been on, and I'm in agreement with that. However, there comes a point when you have to acknowledge that you are eventually going to be in the minority, and that's kind of where we're at. People seem to be okay with battle passes, so I have to kind of, I don't like it, but let's see what you offer.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, excuse me.
So I think that's just the general gist of it. Is I want to wait and see what Tripwire can cook, and I believe they can.
D&D starts now. I gotta go.
No, absolutely, we're done.